Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the IceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warranjoy Royal Run Traditional Land for the IceHQ Tier 2 Women's League. It's Game 12. It's the Reservoir Dogs in the black versus the Inferno in the white with the red shoulders. It's the last game of the regular season, and under most conventional senses, this would be called what's known as a dead rubber. The result of this game will not affect the overall standings. Neither the Inferno cannot get themselves off the bottom of the ladder. They would need 3 wins. They just don't have the room for that. The Dogs equal top place on the ladder with the Snipers at the moment, and they don't need to win it. And the Inferno, well, they can't change anything if they don't win it or they do win it, but they can change themselves a lot of pride in how they feel. It's been a fairly disappointing season for the Inferno. Up until last week, they'd only scored 2 goals for the entire season. And last week, they managed a 3-0 win over the Snipers, so a big turn up for them. What they'll need to do tonight, though, the Inferno, if they had to give themselves a chance, is they will have to shut down the dog who scores all of the goals, and that is Simone Kuchera. She has been an absolute force this season, apart from the first time these two teams met where they tied 1-1. The second and third time these teams met, both times the Dogs winning 3-0, and Kuchera the one doing the vast majority of the damage throughout that game. The Inferno know this. They have to shut down Simone. They know what she does. She comes in from the blue line, cuts diagonally across into the net, goes in front of the goalie and scores goals almost at will. Problem is, though, if they apply too many players just defending on Kuchera, it does open up opportunities for some of their other players. And we have seen Abby Vertagen score one in the last game, last time these two teams played as well. So they're not an entirely single-pronged attack, the Dogs, but Kuchera is the one to watch. You've got to watch out for her. She is the #1 goal scorer in the league, and an excellent one at that. The Dogs goaltender, Zoe Stewart, she's fresh off the ice, fresh back on the ice after a game she just played immediately prior to this one. So if the Inferno are lucky, she may be a little bit fatigued. We'll wait and see on that one, but who knows? In the net for the Reservoir Dogs, they do have Zoe Stewart, and they have Sam Hockey in the net for the Inferno. The Inferno will need Jess Meggs to fire tonight and get a couple of goals. She did last week. She had a good game. She's going to need to pick that one up and see if they can get some force happening on the ice. Looks like one of the Inferno players forgot their jersey and is wearing just a plain white one, so I'm not quite sure exactly who that one will be. So it doesn't have the right number on it. But regardless, we'll get the show underway very shortly, and we'll get going on the drop of the puck. And we are underway. Face-off one slightly there by the Dogs, played back to Wilkinson, who looks back for options and is being pressed by Blake. Blake coming in to put some forechecking pressure on Wilkinson. Wilkinson just plays up the ice, finds Lisa McKinven. Not able to do much with it. The puck stolen by the mystery player in the plain white jersey, who's trying to get past everyone. Blake now going to put some pressure on Wilkinson. Wilkinson just holds it for a little bit, gets it up the ice, looking for McKinven, finds her. McKinven going across ice, finds leg, looking for Perseo, but couldn't get it past her. And now the mystery player in white trying to make her way through the neutral zone. Can't quite get it. Everyone lost sight of it there. Blake had it right behind her, but no one told her. And they're just battling with the puck on the boards now. McKinven playing through the neutral zone, picked off there by Elizabeth Jamesis, who had a great game last week as well. And now the chance to get a shot on the net, the Inferno, but they fire it wide. Blake there not quite able to get it loose in the slot. McKinven cleans it up, picking up ice for Kuchera, finds her on the stretch, but not quite able to get the clean pass. Racing now to get it in the corner. It's a battle into the corner there between Keir Vanderkleet and Kuchera. Kuchera loose in the slot. Vanderkleet sees the threat for her troubles, gets a shove in the back. Slow to get back up. Got to get back and just make sure that she owns that space in front of the slot. Kuchera now with an opportunity. Couldn't handle it. It came wide. And pressed there by McKinven, by Keir, and the puck is cleared out of the zone. Savic getting a stick on it. It won't go for icing. And going back now to pick it up, Leg, who plays it up the ice. That was Kathy Costello, but only as far as Jess McPherson, who has a little bit of room. She's being pressed there by the captain of the Dogs in Ash Elliott. And they get back behind the Wilkinson, puts the puck across the front again, just looking to try and get a backhander from Robinson. It wasn't going to work. Savic now trying to put some pressure on the Dogs' defence, but he gets rimmed out. Belting up to pick it up in the corner now, Dervish, but she's beaten by Elliott. I think with a bit of room, but can't take the puck with her. Looks up ice, tries to get past anyone, but she's still on her own, being driven off into the corner. Halts and pauses, but unfortunately for her, she brings the puck out of the net. Savic can't do much with it for the Inferno, though, and it is being pushed around on the top of the blue line. Finally, the Dogs get a little bit of control, but it is stolen by Savic, plays it up the ice. Elliott back now to clean it up, but it's played up ice by Costello. But it's just into a den of Inferno players who chip it past everyone. And we'll play a little bit of table tennis. Costello goes across ice, risky, but gets away with it this time. The Inferno not taking advantage. Cross ice back again. This time Costello loses control. She's being pressed by McPherson. McPherson steals the puck from her. Sorry, McPherson steals the puck. It's got a bit now of an opportunity, the Inferno, but it comes up the ice and is beaten up the ice, and it will go for no icing. As the Inferno look to play it around the corner. He managed to break it out of the zone just, and McPherson just left the puck behind her. It's down to defeat, but she lost sight of it again. And this time going over to pick it up in the corner is Tanya Dean. Dean battling and gets it, flings it across the middle of the ice. But only as far as Jess Meggs, who has been excellent for the Inferno all season. Would like to score herself a goal tonight. Looks up ice and sees nothing but blue bodies and not much movement. And in the end, the puck goes to Tess Wilkinson, who has time. Circles around one, finds a bit of room. Nice little deke, lines up to take a shot. Deeks again. Is she going to shoot on the net or look for a pass? Now she's run into a wall of white. In the end, Kate Wales takes it off her. It is shot on the net finally by Ashley Gagnon. He then puts the puck across the front of the net, and battling for it now was Wales. Wales trying to put some pressure onto Tess Wilkinson. Tess looks up ice, doesn't find the option she wanted. Comes back through the middle as far as Rufagalis. Rufagalis puts a shot on the net. It just goes a little bit wide. Wales puts it across the front of the slot, but no one there for the Inferno, and trying to play it out now. But Meggs picks it up on the blue line, dumps it back into the corner. Wilkinson now circling around, trying to find some space. She's got Wales chasing her. Gives herself a little bit of room. Chips up the ice to the half boards. Trying to clear the puck up the ice now. Vertagen can't get it past anyone. Sorry, that was Gagnon. Gagnon dumps it down deep, and it's gone deep into the corner now. Meggs fighting with Wilkinson. Sorry, that's not Wilkinson. Who am I talking about? But regardless, one of the dogs. And now they're trying to clear it out of the zone. The dogs once again, and they do manage to clear it, but only as far as Kuchera. Kuchera in the last line of defence just sips it in. Finds Van der Vliet, who just fans on it. Now Kuchera with the chance. Gets past. She's got a shot. Lines, shoots. Goes round the back and into the net. And it's that first goal to the Inferno. You'll see this on the replay. Kuchera gets around. Van der Vliet unfortunately just fluffed it on a little bit. Kuchera goes over the top left-hand shoulder there of Sam Hockey, and we have a 1-goal lead to the Dogs early on in the first. We're about to get underway again with a puck drop. So Kuchera showing me just exactly why she's as dangerous as you. She didn't have an awful lot of room, but she did get past Van der Vliet. And as a result, she got over the top shoulder, and in it went. Dogs now playing through the neutral zone. They get another move, trying to get Lisa McKinven there with some puck, but she gets it as far as Vertagen. Vertagen plays it back out, finds Costello, who cycles around. Costello manages to get herself some room, but is picked off there by McPherson nicely. But just a nice poke check. Kuchera now battling for it with McPherson. McPherson manages to clear it, not out of the zone, only as far as Vertagen. And now the puck is finally cleared out of the zone. Costello going back to pick it up for the Dogs, but she's being pressed by Neres Blake. Puts enough pressure on her just to force a bad, not particularly effective puck. Now Blake with another chance. Tries to play it across ice. Was looking for Jamesis, but couldn't quite get it to her. There was too many Dogs in the way. But now the puck goes in behind everyone. No one sees it, and it goes back to the Dogs' defence, who have a little bit of time. But getting a stick on it was McPherson. Now skating in Dervish, who drives it in the corner, finds McPherson again. McPherson's got Blake with her. And Blake just cycling around. Inferno loose in the slot. Dervish now up on the point looking to cover McKinven. Just tries to stop the puck off him, but McKinven finds Kuchera nicely. Kuchera gets round one, and now she's got room again. Gets onto a forehand, winds and shoots, and scores. Simone Kuchera, 2 goals in the first 8 minutes of this game. And you can see just exactly how effective she is, that shot. You give her a little bit of room. If you don't shut her down, she's going to do that all night. Sam Hockey, not much she could do there. She despairingly watched the puck go over her shoulder, and McKinven quite happy there to celebrate that one. And another great goal there to Simone Kuchera. Face off won slightly indeterminately by the Dogs. And now the Inferno look to get it up ice, but they can't get it past Legg, who's driving into the corner. Is being pressed tightly, leaves a puck behind with a nice poke check by Kia. I think it's there's Movic now in the unnamed jersey. It's the only one we don't have a number for, but anyway, it's probably Nuzmovic. And the Dogs trying to keep it in, but Nuzmovic now with a bit of a chance, and she gets the puck up ice, just loses it in her feet. One foot goes flying up in the air, and the puck is dumped down into the Dogs' defensive zone, and going back to clean it up is Wilkinson. Wilkinson being pressed by Savic, just forces her to make the pass. Meggs gets a backhand on it, just keeps it in the zone. Now the puck deep into the corner, and Nuzmovic battling for it with the Inferno with Wilkinson. Wilkinson eventually the winner of the battle, but puts it up ice, finds Elliott. Elliott misses it completely, but unfortunately for Jess Meggs, he did come out of the zone, so all of the Inferno have to leave the zone. Savic, the last one out. And they're looking to get it back in the ice. There's Kev Van der Vliet, flicks it up, but only as far as leg. Leg fires it across, looking for an option. Nuzmovic tries to poke it through, can't quite get there. And the Dogs clear it out, but it's poked back in nicely by one of the Inferno players now. As a little bit of a lull in play. The puck goes across the front of the net, not quite up to it. Savic didn't see it coming. There was a good opportunity for it, but she's had her back to the play as there was a puck fired across the front. You'll see this on the replay. Savic in good position. The puck fired across the front. Just couldn't quite see it. And in the end, it was scooped up by Zoe Stewart, who made no mistake. First really good scoring opportunity there for the Inferno. 7 minutes to play. 3 shots, the Dogs, for 2 goals. Sam Hockey would be a little bit embarrassed by that one, but not too much she could do because Sarah's shots were superb. Keeping the puck in now, the Inferno, but now it's blasted out through sheer force of will by the Dogs. Firing into the corner, Coseo. She's got help with her, floating around in the front of the net, Ashley Gagnon. Elliott now battling with it, battling with it in the corner. It comes up to the point. Costello winds and fires, goes across the front. Hockey makes the save, drives the puck deep into the corner. Now the Inferno looking to bring it out once more. Playing across ice there is McPherson, looking up, seeing a couple of options. Elects to take none of them and gets tripped for her troubles, and the referees have their hands up for a penalty. And as soon as one of the Dogs touch the puck, the game will stop. And one of the Dogs goes into the naughty kennel for 2. And they will sit, and that's Vertegen, who will be sitting 2 for the trip. McPherson was trying to take on pretty much the entire team, and she did run into a stick. Unfortunately for Vertegen, it resulted in 2 minutes in the naughty box. So the Inferno now with a 1-player advantage for 2 minutes or less. Can they turn this into a couple of scoring opportunities? The Dogs bring out the big guns. And just a little bit slow in getting their change organised. Their bench a little disorganised as they've got 4 on the ice again. Over in the corner there, Lisa McKinven. Puck comes across the front. Nice opportunity there for the Inferno, getting a shot away early. They've got to get back and fix this one up now as Gagnon skates around looking. She's being pressured by and intercepted just a touch by 2 Dogs, but she gets past everyone. But unfortunately for her, all she's able to do is dump it deep into the corner, which gives the Dogs a chance to organise and flick the puck out. All they need to do is put the puck all the way down the other end. They find Kuchera, who looks up, tries to do exactly that. At least she clears the zone, and that's really all they need to do. And the puck comes back for Wilkinson, who does the same thing, finds Kuchera. Kuchera looks up ice, flicks across, trying to find McKinven. McKinven, it was a risky pass through about 8 sets of bodies. And they play it back, just flicking the puck around now, trying to find Kuchera. Kuchera just beaten to the puck by Tash Hudson, who had a great game last night playing in the beer league here. There's Kuchera, last time we get to call it a beer league. Kuchera just loses the puck under her feet, but finds it back to Wilkinson. But breaking through now, Neres Blake. She's got one racing back to cover her. Will she get a shot on the net? She does. It's a shot, but it won't go. Nice save there, Zoe Stewart. And the Dogs clear it back out again. Nice piece of attacking. Nuzmovic tries to get the puck past the Dogs. It's flicked across ice. They get away with it. The Dogs is trying to clear it out was Kuchera. She flicked it with a big backhand, but didn't really get clean puck on it, and it's not quite completely out of the zone. Going back now to pick it up. Van der Vliet for the Inferno. Looks up ice, looking for movement. She's going to have to go herself. Gets around Kuchera. Chips up the boards. She's got a little bit more room. The penalty very nearly over. Just a few seconds to go on it. Gets a shot on the net. But Stewart makes the save. Inferno with a couple of good chances this power play. Kuchera now looking up ice. She's got the puck. She clears the zone. Tries to get it past Meggs, who steals it. Gets it up to Blake. Blake a little bit indecisive. Puts it across ice to no one in particular. And it's Kuchera who finds it. She was being pressed by Nuzmovic. He managed to break up the rhythm. But now blasting up through the middle is Elliott, who goes wide, takes a shot, but it won't go. Now the puck and the power play is over, back to 5-on-5 hockey Obviously, the Inferno have noticed. As going in to clean it up for the Inferno, Robinson. There's a tangle of bodies. A little slow to get back to her feet was McKinven. At least she's okay. So Inferno play the puck up the ice. Savic being pressed tightly by Kuchera. Kuchera takes the puck off her in this instance and gets past two, but doesn't get past Jess Meigs. Meigs dumps it deep into the corner. And Moraes going back to try and fix it up for the Dogs. Goes across to the corner. Zmovic loses it behind her. And it is Vertagen who steals it up through the middle of the neutral zone. She's got three in front of her. She's been pushed wide, and Zmovic with a good back check keeps enough pressure on her to stop her getting a good opportunity. Now the Dogs with the backhand and the chip in by Elliott. Just saved by Hockey. Nice play there by Ash Elliott. She goes into the corner to battle for the puck, and going around behind it, pick it up is Vertagen. Vertagen looks up ice. Who's she got? She's got Elliott loose in the slot now. Can she get it across to her? She's being pressed tightly by the Inferno defence, not giving her any room to move. Two of them go back to clean it up. The Inferno, Zmovic gets tangled up in it as well. The Dogs eventually finish with the puck in the corner. They play it up through, and Elliott fans on a shot. A great opportunity. Does another one across the ice. Vertagen takes a shot this time, but Hockey makes the save. Puck goes across the front of the net once more. Elliott goes back and cleans it up. Tried to find someone, but passed to no one in particular, and it ended up going to Savic, but Savic was well covered by Costello, and the puck caught up in front of the Dogs bench. Elliott's been on the ice now for a long time. She'd have some pretty tired legs, looking for a change, but no, she goes in for some more ice time. And it's Savic looking up ice for options. Elects to go around the back of the net. And it's not Savic, that's someone else with the one on the front of their number. But anyway, Dogs get most of a change. Elliott still on the ice. I think her heart rate would be around 3,050 by now. But she's going to look for a change. No, still not going for a change, Ash Elliott. It's the longest shift in the history of hockey. I'm going to have to stop calling her name at this rate. She gets past Dervish, though. Plays the puck up the ice. Hudson now being pressed tightly. Manages to clear the puck past one. Plays it up ice, trying to find McPherson. McPherson couldn't get a handle on it, and instead it's Wilkinson going round 1 and 2. Finally, Elliott gets a change after 44 hours of hockey. The puck now being played down in the corner by Hudson, battling with a number of Dogs defenders. McPherson now goes to pick it up around the back of the net. Chips it off the boards, trying to get it past everyone. Doesn't quite. It gets caught there nicely on the corner by the defence of the Dogs in Tanya Dean. And the puck is back deep in the corner now as trying to break it out. Here come the Inferno with 1 minute to go in the first. Firing it in from the point, though, was Wilkinson. Puck loose in the high slot. Trying to clear it out. Wilkinson with another chance. Gets around one. And eventually the Inferno managed to clear the puck down the other end. The referees wave off the icing. It's going to just cross the line, but the referee says it was touched. And now the Dogs being forechecked deeply in, going Kate Wales to the corner with pressure on her, stealing the puck from her, Wilkinson. Wilkinson looks up ice. What options does she have? She's got Kuchera, and she finds her, but Kuchera couldn't quite save the pass. Now Kuchera has some space. She's got to get around Meigs. Goes to the outside. Meigs with a beautiful poke check, stops that one. McPherson chips it up the ice, only as far as Vertagen. Vertagen stuck on the boards with Rufagalis. Can't get it past her. Rufagalis pressing tightly, and eventually the Dogs clear the puck out of the zone. Van der Kleet, however, fires it back in. Finds McPherson, who dumps it deep into the corner, and that will end the first period. At the end of the first, the Dogs 2, the Inferno no goals, but 4 shots and a couple of good ones, making Zoe Stewart have to work hard for her saves. 2 goals to none other than the usual suspect in Simone Kuchera. We know just exactly how effective she can be, and she's shown it. She's had a couple of occasions where she was given just a bit too much room. Both times she's gone top cheese, which is shooting it up on the top of the goal and getting it over Sam Hockey's shoulders. Not much she could do about that. Assists to, well, no one. They were all unassisted goals according to the referees. So it's all Simone Kuchera scoring all the points so far for the Dogs. Again, this game doesn't actually mean anything. It can't change the results in terms of who plays in the grand final next week, which will be Friday night at 7:30 or 7:35 p.m. here at IceHQ. Be one of the games in the grand final series as our beer league winds up for the winter season. So all the major beer league teams who have made it through to the top of their respective grades will be playing the finals, semi-finals and grand finals in the next week or so. Be some pretty exciting hockey here at IceHQ. But this is the last of the regular rounds of the Women's T2 League here at IceHQ at 11 o'clock at night on a Friday night because we've got nothing better to do. But can the Inferno get one back and get themselves on the scoreboard? They certainly did last week. They scored 3 goals unanswered by the Snipers. We know they can do it. They just need to get some shots on it, and they also have to shut down Kachira. They've just not got to give her any room. That's why they keep forcing her wide. Jess Meggs did a beautiful poke check on her, but she got around Kev Vandervliet earlier, and they've got to sort that out. Looks like they've just changed their position now a little bit, the Inferno. They brought Jess Meggs forward, trying to give themselves a little bit more attack. They do need some goals. Hudson fires it up past McKinven, but only as far as the Dogs' defence, firing back up to McKinven, who puts across the front, trying to find Kachira. Kachira's now got some space. She doesn't get the shot away as Vertagen tries to get past everyone. Hockey loses the puck, but manages to get enough pads and bits and pieces in front of it and stop the puck from going in the net. Nice little rush there by the Dogs. When Vertagen was coming through the middle, she had Simone Kachira to her left and had that option of a pass. Kachira now sitting high waiting for the face-off puck as McKinven chips it in, but only as far as Meggs, who plays it around the back of the net, but it's a little wobbler. Now Hudson goes to pick it up, looking up ice for Jamesis, but goes cross net instead. And luckily for the Inferno, Meggs got enough on it to clear it past Vertagen. Goes deep into the corner. Costello for the Dogs chips it up past the forecheck of the Inferno, but Meggs with a chance. But unfortunately for the Inferno, it ends up on the puck, on the stick of Lisa McKinven, who dumps it in looking for Simone Kachira in her usual place, parked on the blue line. Hudson now goes to pick it up for the Inferno. Chips it up the ice, but it's stolen by Legg, who chips it in. Fires it across the front of the net. Goes dribbling around the back. Picking it up, McKinven looking up ice for Kachira. Kachira couldn't quite get onto it. Meggs clears it out of the zone, but only as far as they're not quite handling it. Costello. Now Meggs tries to blast past her, but Costello makes amends. Puts the puck down. It's lost and tangled up in feet. Hudson trying to get past Kachira. McKinven puts the puck deep into the zone, and she's free in front of the net. Kachira looking to pass it up to her. There's a lot of Inferno bodies there. Kachira tries to wrap around, goes wide instead, looking for options. She's got room now. She dekes, she winds, she shoots. It bounces off the shoulder of Hockey, who's lost sight of it. It's still behind the net. Now McKinven tries to do something with it as well. It's still bobbling around the back of the net. Now it goes deep into the corner. Legg going in to put more pressure on it as Hudson tries to clear it out. Puck still loose. Kachira now floating high menacingly. She's got Dervish watching her. And just play the puck up to Wilkinson, who flings it in, but it flicks itself into the back legs of one of the Inferno as the puck is thrown in and McKinven offside. So the Inferno now with a lot of time to break it out. So often panicked players in this position get a little bit panicked, but they look up ice and they find Jamesis. Jamesis with some room. Can she do something with it? She dekes, tries to get a shot away, but there's too many bodies in the way. The ever reliable Tess Wilkinson made that one safe. And McPherson in front of the net trying to stick it in, but it won't go. And now it is played out of the ice by Elliott, but Elliott flicked it across only as far as Kev Vandervliet looking up ice gear. She chips it, she's being pressed, gets past Murphy. In the end, only just is good enough. And now Nismovic with some time and space, gets around to the front, can't quite take the puck with her. Now she flings it deep into the corner. She's got Savic going in, but Savic doesn't get there before it is picked up by Wilkinson. Wilkinson tries to get it out, but can't get it out of the zone. Pressure there by plenty of white jerseys. Puck deep in the corner. The Dogs with some time. Will they play it up ice? Elliott circling in too. Gets a stick on it, but not enough. And the puck is still stuck deep in the corner. We'll see if Elliott tries to do another 4.5 hour shift this time. She races up the ice. She's got Nismovic to beat. Dekes around her, but doesn't take the puck with her. No one really for the Inferno wanted to get there in time to clear it out. Savic gets there first and does get the puck out of the zone, but only as far as Wilkinson. Wilkinson tries to stick handle in the phone booth. Gets past two. She's still got the puck. But eventually it is cleared back out. Now going in Vertagen, but Vertagen only got it as far as Nismovic. Gives her a shove for good measure. And the puck just comes out of the bone there. Gagnon not able to keep the puck in. Nismovic battling through sheer force of will. Gets it onto her forehand. She winds. She shoots. She scores! Claudia Nismovic puts it in the net. The sneaky white jersey without the number on it. It is Claudia Nismovic, and she backs up on the goal she scored last week and puts it in the net behind Zoe Stewart. So we have a 3-1 game with just under 12 minutes to play in the second. A beauty of a shot too, that one. See that one on the highlight reel of the tournament without a doubt. So the Inferno in it, 2-1. It's only, a 1 goal lead if you can do pretty basic maths. And sometimes we can. The Dogs under a little bit of pressure now. Again, it doesn't really matter. They don't have to win it, but they'd like to. Every team likes to win games. It's kind of why we're here. There's with that absolute ripper. Hudson plays it up ice, which has got pressure on her from Gagnon. Can't get it past Gagnon. Gagnon now with another chance. Chips it up the boards, gets past the defence, goes deep into the corner now, but she's got two Inferno with her. Just floating around the slot though, Coseo. Meg sees the threat and ties her up. As now playing it up the ice is Dervish. Dervish with a bit of room. Takes the puck past Costello, peels off, lets the forechecking Inferno go in, but it will go for icing. The referees are calling that an ice. And they will pull it back for a face-off. And you can see the referee signalling there as to which side the attacking team wants to take. So the Dogs, oftentimes the sender will elect to put this onto their forehand so they can take a shot. But in this case, it's going on the backhand of leg. And see what she does if she wins a face-off. She's got Gagnon behind. She finds Gagnon, but Gagnon misses the park. Clearing out nicely the Inferno. It's gone deep for them though, unfortunately, and that's not what they want. Because it's going to go, no, icing waved off. Didn't quite go far enough. Barreling down deep into the corner, the Inferno. And Wilkinson now bashes her way through traffic. And we know she can go coast to coast. She's done it before. Now she's got plenty of room in the middle of the slot. She's got to get around Hudson with a poke check, but the back check by Meggs deprives her of the option. But she gets a shot away. Hockey didn't quite see it coming, but got enough body on it to deflect it. Now leg fires it, looking for the 5-hole. It bounces over the shoulder of Hockey. But luckily for Hockey, it doesn't go anywhere that would cause the scoreboard any trouble. And now into the corner the puck goes. Meggs now with some pressure, but the Inferno trying to clear the puck out. Not able to clear it out. Kate Wales, another shot tangled up in feet. And now it's Dean who winds, gets a shot through, but it only gets as far as Meggs' stick. Meggs bounces it off the boards. Wilkinson is back for the Dogs to clean it up. And Wilkinson now with room in front of her. She's only got one to beat. She dekes around, she winds, she shoots. And the save made by Hockey. And Hockey controls the rebound and makes that one safe. Wilkinson with a lot of room there. She had Natasha Hudson forcing her wide and putting enough pressure on her to make sure that she couldn't get a really good clean shot on the net. And she didn't get a really good clean on the net, and so it didn't go in. Hockey making the save. 2-1, the lead at the moment to the Dogs. Inferno, 13 shots to 6. Can the Inferno get more shots on the net? Blasting up through the back of the slot there was Nerys Blake. She sees the puck coming across. Can she do a sneaky steal of the puck? She does, but not quite enough on it to get the puck away entirely from the Dogs. They'll play it now into the corner. McPherson with some pressure. It is picked up by the Dogs' defence. And they look to play it up through the half boards. It goes around the back of the net, comes back again, losing your footage there, Vandervliet, right when she didn't need to, because unfortunately for her, that's given the opportunity to Kuchera, who's got the puck out on the end of a stick, but Vandervliet got back in time, manages to rim the puck and just get it clear of the aforesaid Simone. And McPherson now plays it up the ice. Unfortunately for her, it runs straight in the back legs of Nerys Blake, but they get it out of the zone at least. But it is picked up by Hayley Legg now, who has no one in front of her except Nuzmovic. She gets a shot. Hockey managed to see it safely into the corner as now going in to play with the puck again, Kuchera. She's under a lot of pressure, but that's what the Inferno need to do now. Breaking it out is Jamesis. She fires the puck deep into the corner. She's got a little bit of room, Deeks, but runs into the feet of the Dogs' defence there in Costello. Now McKinven for the Dogs, and it ends up at the feet of Kuchera. Kuchera and Nuzmovic tried to pick across the front of her, has another go, this time gets the puck, takes it off her. Kuchera not very happy about it and starts to whack a stick around. Nuzmovic takes another dive across the front of her as players scattered around all over the place. Puck leaves the zone. Nuzmovic now going to pick it up once more for the Dogs, for the Inferno. Looks up ice, she's got McKinven coming in to put some pressure on it. Forces the pass, but it comes across the middle, and now it's Jess Meggs. Jess Meggs has one with her. She's forced wide. She gets a shot, but it just dribbles across the front. Zoe Stewart got enough on it to keep it out. Meggs with a good chance there, but it's good back-checking pressure by Tanya Dean for the Dogs. Gets another chance now, Vandervliet, but can't quite get enough on it. It was stolen by the Dogs' defence. Now they cleared the puck up ice. Vandervliet manages to keep it in, but only as far as the Dogs, and it is Vertagen now putting pressure on it, breaks it out up ice. She looks for options. She finds one. Not quite able to get it out the way she would have liked it, Murphy. And the puck goes back deep in for the Dogs to fish out, and it will go for icing. And the puck will be brought back. The Inferno can't get a change because they ice the puck. You might see some of their players being brought back onto the ice by the referees. If you do ice the puck in a non-power play situation, so you're not killing a penalty, you are not allowed to get a change. So it's the sting in the tail for the team that ices the puck, is you're not allowed to get a change, so you do not have fresh legs. But, in their favour, though, the game being just slowed down a little bit. Zoe Stewart looks like she has an equipment issue, maybe a loose shoelace or some such. They're not allowed to stop the game. But that does actually work in favour of the Inferno. The time that will be taken for this, while they sort out an equipment issue, means that the players for the Inferno that wanted to get a change and couldn't get enough time to recover. The difference now between the two teams hasn't changed throughout this period. It is still 2 goals to the Dogs and 1 to the Inferno, with the Dogs calling a 1-minute timeout. Didn't even know they could do that in this grade, but apparently they can, so that's all good. No, they're just waiting. Probably looked like Zoe Stewart may have had a shoelace come loose or a bootlace or some such. Probably nothing terribly concerning. But if your skate lace is loose, it does make it very difficult, especially as goalies rely an awful lot on their edges to move laterally across the front of the net when they're not flying around all over the place and waving their arms and legs in the air, a.k.a. Anton Goss style. But we only have a few seconds left to go on the timeout. Looks like we're still waiting to see Stewart get back on the ice. The Dogs, in this situation, what they can do is put 6 players on the ice, and they may need to do that until their goalie gets herself sorted out. So referees can elect to just drop the puck on them and see what happens. Skating up the ice now without a puck, just for giggles, Tanya Dean. Not quite sure exactly what she's doing, maybe looking for something missing or some part or other. No, it's a goalie's drink bottle. Hockey for the Inferno goes back and is ready. Looks like the Dogs are going to have to play 6 on the ice. And what they've elected to do is put one player way down back as a faux goalie. Now, of course, this is a little bit of a hassle for that player. Goalies wear an awful lot of protective equipment, and it's there for a reason. And so a player who chooses to play back like a goalie but without goalie gear on puts themselves in harm's way if someone gets a decent shot on them. So want to be a little bit careful in that circumstance. But, that's the choice they've decided to make, the Dogs, and it's their call. Meeks now being battling with Ash Elliott. Meeks the winner so far of that little battle, but it's taken by Murphy. But playing the puck up the ice is McPherson. Sorry, not McPherson, Robertson. Robertson gets around one. Doesn't quite manage to take the puck with her as leg for the Dogs, plays it back up the ice. Elliott is just robbed by Van der Vliet. And the puck goes deep into the corner now. Playing it up the ice will be Kathy Costello. She's got a little bit of time, tries to play it around the back of the net. No goalie there for the Dogs. Great opportunity for the Inferno if they can get a shot. McPherson tries to wrap around. Of course, there's no goalie there. McPherson flicks it, but there's enough Dogs in the way to stop it. That's quite sure exactly who they've got floating around in the slot, but it's someone brave. Now the puck goes down the other end, and the Dogs have iced the puck. This is an opportunity for them to get their goalie back on the ice if she is ready. We don't see any sign of her at the moment. I'm hoping it's not an injury, hoping it's just an equipment issue. We'll find out their coaching staff don't seem to be terribly concerned about it at the moment, but they are keeping a player back in the net as a faux goalie. As I mentioned earlier, it's a very brave thing for that player to do. The Inferno trying to get shots on the net as quickly as they can. Unfortunately not able to keep it in there. Hudson, as now the puck is stolen by Murphy. Murphy with Demise coming back to put some pressure on her. Hockey manages to stop the puck. Didn't have much on it, but it had enough that sometimes it can be tricky for a goaltender. The Dogs are still without a goalie. They are swapping their fake goalie, and that was, in the end, it was Lisa McKinven who elected to put herself in harm's way. Brave. But regardless, face-off there won by the Dogs. They played up the ice, but Wilkinson can't get enough on it. She's got pressure. A lot of pressure by McPherson, who tries to clear the puck up as well as Rifagalis. But instead, Kuchera steals it. She's doing her usual run down the side. Gets a shot, goes wide this time. Hockey saw it safely over the top of the net. Wales found the feet of McPherson. McPherson can't quite get enough on it as the Dogs clear it back across to Wilkinson, who just passes across the ice for Vertagen. Vertagen has Kuchera with her. Kuchera found some room. Vertagen shoots through traffic, but the safe pad of Sam Hockey puts it into the corner. Wilkinson pinches in, but the puck pitches out, and now the Inferno with a chance to put some pressure on, and they do, and Jess Meggs manages to deprive Amy Dean of the puck. Gets a shot across the front of the net there by Rifagalis, but only as far as Wilkinson, who plays up the ice, finds Kuchera in her usual spot. But she can't get enough on it, and a collision there between Wilkinson and Meggs, two with no harm done. As Kuchera tries to lay a bit of body, but the Inferno get out of the way. Playing it up the ice now, looking for Rifagalis. Rifagalis gets around one almost. She's got a little bit of room. She gets a shot, but it doesn't go anywhere in particular. Remember, there's no goalie in the net for the Dogs at the moment, so anything shot with any real vigour on the net for the Inferno is likely to go in. But they've got to get the puck up there, and they've got to make some opportunities. And now they have a chance. Meggs with a bucket load of room in front of her. She's only got to beat a non-goalie player. She puts just a little dribbler in across the front of the net, but it is saved, for lack of a better expression there, by Rosie Arias, who puts the puck back into the corner. And now breaking it out is the Dogs, and they get a shot. Hockey saves. Pressing in now, Nuzmovic tries to get around Kuchera, does with the puck, and they've thrown it in deep, but it's going to go for icing, but electing instead to pick it up, the Dogs' fake goalie. They play it up the ice now, looking for bodies, but Nuzmovic gets in the way, and Elliott is, sorry, not on the ice at the moment, but now it's a chance for Hayley Legg, who looks up. She sees four bodies in white and puts the puck onto the stick of Keir Vanderkleet. Nuzmovic there to clean it up for the Inferno. Puck goes around the back of the net. Now Nuzmovic has a bit of room. Can she do something with it? She looks up ice, tried to find feet. It went straight through the feet of McPherson, and it's gone deep into the corner. The pressure there for the Inferno, not enough to keep it in, as now it's picked up by Murphy for the Dogs. Running into a bucket load of traffic though, and it's Vandervliet going in to pick it up. She's got leg applying pressure. Has to go around the back of the net. Tried to find McPherson. McPherson couldn't get enough on it. There's Blake now with a little bit of an opportunity, but there's a lot of traffic. McPherson picks it up, turns around. What options does she have? She doesn't see a lot, so she chips up ice for Jamesis. Jamesis is deprived of the opportunity, but now Vandervliet with some room. Can't get it past Legg. Legg has fired it deep into the corner. Nuzmovic now for the Inferno. Picking up around the back of it. She rims it deep, trying to find Blake. Getting to there first, McPherson. McPherson goes cheeky backhander, does get up the ice. Blake now with a chance, but she's stolen and robbed by Legg, but it only went as far as Vandervliet. Vandervliet looking up ice, sees a wall of black. Can't do much with it. Now Jamesis has the puck. It's just carried away from her. She's got a shot on the net. She does, but there's a stick of a player in black in the way, and that was Legg who managed to get enough on the way of it. Kept in Nuzmovic. She fires it from a difference, but it distance runs into 1.5 million bodies of Dogs. Now with another chance, Jamesis. She fans on it. Shot in from the blue line there was Nuzmovic, but it didn't go past enough bodies. In fact, it bounced off something, and it will go for an icing. And the Dogs will be brought back. But it doesn't matter for them as far as they're concerned. That will end the period. The end of the second. The Dogs 2, the Inferno 1. What a great period that one was. Had almost a bit of everything. We've got the Dogs without a goalie at the moment. We're still not quite exactly sure what's going on there, whether or not it's an injury or an equipment issue. But 3 goals were scored in the first period. One by, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong play game there. Sorry, Kuchera with 2 in the first, and then getting one back, Nuzmovic with a ripper with 11 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the second. And so far, that was the only scoring opportunity in the second period. Vertagen sitting 1 in the first for a trip. That one was on Jess McPherson, trying to blast down in front of the Dogs box. Because we don't know exactly what's happening with Zoe Stewart, the goaltender for the Dogs, so they've been placing a brave player in the net, saying, "Here, I don't, you just pretend to be a goalie without any gear on." Brave. But their call. Anyway, we will have a very exciting third period here of this final game of the regular season of the Women's Tier 2 competition here at IceHQ. Sam Hockey standing tall in that second period for the Inferno, made a couple of key saves. kept the puck out on some good opportunities. Simone Kuchera got a couple of runs, but there was enough Inferno back to mean that she didn't get the clean shots that she got in the first period. We're still not quite sure what's going on there with Zoe Stewart. I think I might have seen some equipment being tossed around. We don't know. Maybe it's an injury. Maybe it's she did have a pretty rigorous game prior to that. Maybe, who knows? Anyway, we'll find out in the fullness of time. We're about to get underway in this third period. A 1-goal lead to this Dogs. This game will go to stop time. If there's 2 minutes to go, there's still that 1-goal difference. We'll see what happens. A face-off being contested. Jess Meggs and Hayley Legg winning that one cleanly back to her D and Tanya Dean. Dean got a backhand on it, but not as much as she would have liked. Finds Kuchera though eventually. Kuchera being chased by Meggs. She puts the brakes on and waits for some time. Tried to play the puck across the front of the net looking for Coseo, but it wasn't good enough for her to pick it up cleanly. And now the puck is played across the front of the net. Kuchera now for the Dogs, picking it up. Looks for options. She's got bodies in front of her in Hudson. Puck bobbling around in front of Sam Hockey, who tries to put a glove on it, but it goes around the back of the net, and it's cleared up by Hudson, trying to find some help and clear the puck out. Now the Inferno with some time. It's Meggs with one in front of her, and she's got Savic with her. She tries to get around McPherson. Wilkinson drives it deep into the corner. Puck goes in front of the net, but no one else was there for the Inferno. Savic was tied up by bodies. Savic now going back to pick it up if she can, and pinching in there, Dervish. But the puck comes out, and for the Inferno, it will have to be cleaned up by Hudson, who dumps it in. Now going in on the forecheck is the Inferno, and we have a whistle for something. Referees are not quite sure what that one was for. It didn't look like an offside. It looks like it's been brought back for an icing, possibly. Yeah, there's been an icing called on that one. It didn't look like it from here, but referees have the best position on the rink to see exactly what happened. The Inferno have now played almost an entire period's worth of hockey with the Dogs without a goaltender. If they get a decent shot on the net, it will go in. They just have to try that. The Dogs leaving one poor player just sitting in the net looking a little bit spooked as well. That player may well be. The Inferno looking to play it up the ice now and create an option. Jess Meggs circling around. There's Asher lead on for her third 44-hour shift. Puck now deep in the zone behind the net of the Inferno. They clear it out the front. The Dogs tried to get a shot away and nearly did, but the puck cleared out and they're racing back to get it. Costello being chased by Savic. Gets there first, chips it up the ice and clears the puck out. It's Elliott who picks it up. It's got Meggs chasing her. Meggs puts pressure on her from behind, just enough to disrupt the movement and force a bad pass, which means the puck came out of the zone. Savic now tried to do something with it. Meggs lost the puck in her feet. Going now to pick it up, Costello, who gets enough of a backhander on it to chip it out through the bench, where the Inferno trying to change, and they will be penalised for too many players on the ice. A messy change there by the Inferno. They will sit two. It's a bench penalty, so one of the Inferno players will have to go and sit in the naughty corner for 2 minutes or less. If the Dogs score a goal, it will wipe the penalty. Just a bit of a messy change. Sometimes too, the referees and players can get a little bit confused by the rule with regards to changing. If you're in the process of changing and the puck hits you, but you make no attempt to play it, it doesn't count as an extra player on the ice. But sometimes it looks like that, and it can be a little ambiguous. But now the Dogs with their first power play on the game, and look who they've put on the ice. Simone Kuchera waiting, playing the slot for the puck. She gets it. She winds. She shoots. Hockey makes the save. Puck behind the net now, McPherson. Remembering too that the Dogs still have no goaltender. They've got a brave player standing there, looking very spooked indeed. As well they might, as Legg puts a backhander across the front of the net. McPherson trying to clear it out though. Legg being pressed tightly. Blake manages to clear the zone. It goes to Mizmovic now, who has some room, but she's got three Dogs racing back. She winds, she shoots, she scores. That's what happens when you don't have a goalie. It's all just a little bit too easy. I'm not going to say that in any sort of a facetious sense, but when you've just got one player without goalie gear standing in the net, you really don't want to put yourself in the way of a shot. Mizmovic saw that there was nothing there but net and just fired it straight past. I think that's someone with a 3 on their back, and they changed their poor abandoned goaltender there. It was Lisa McKinven who was standing there in the net. And anyway, the Dogs will make the decision that they choose to. Sometimes the argument goes that you just play 6 on the ice and stop the puck getting down there in the first place. That's how you play when you're playing extra man. But anyway, we are all tied up now, 2 goals apiece. This is a game for sure with just over 11 minutes to play. The Dogs still on the power play. So that was a short-handed goal to the Inferno. They play it back now. Costello looking up ice for options. Doesn't see much in the way of movement. Kachira loses it in her feet. Picks it up again now. She's got some pressure on her, but it's on the power play. She can't get too much pressure. Gets around Hudson, gets a shot across the front. It goes harmlessly into the corner for now. Now she floats in the slot, trying to be a threat, but she's got Hudson with her, putting a bucket load of pressure on. Shot goes across the front. Then Hockey, unfortunately for her, deflected it back through the net. It looked like she'd made the save there, Sam Hockey. You'll see this one on the replay. Goes across the front of her. A shot taken. And I think Sam Hockey there actually deflected that one in. And that was Caseo who got the shot. And so very unfortunately for Sam, that's an own goal of sorts. Every now and then a goalie turns into a funnel. A shot that wasn't going to go in does. And unfortunately for Sam, that's exactly what happened. No, the goal's been waved off. Okay. I don't know exactly what's happened there, but the goal's been waved off. So we're still 2-2. I don't know exactly what happened there in that instance, but the power play now over. Back on the ice is Lydia Robinson, who was only sitting. It's not actually a penalty on her. It was a bench penalty. Puck goes out of play, and offside was the call. And now the Dogs are sitting 2. And it's Simone Casera sitting 2 for, I think, a roughing. So now the Inferno with a chance. The Dogs still with five players on the ice. It's where it gets interesting because they, again, not choosing to play with a goaltender. Inferno now 5-on-5 hockey with one goalie back in the case of Sam Hockey in the net. Just chipping it across the front there was Blake trying to get a shot, but Elliott skating up the ice. It's poked by McPherson, who just rides Elliott into the corner. Puck goes deep for the Inferno. They circle around. They don't have to necessarily play the kill they have been in previously because of that situation with the goaltender. Vandercleet gets around one. She's got room. She winds and shoots and scores. No goaltender. Not much you can do. Players who aren't goalies standing in the net are never going to be particularly effective as goalies. To be perfectly honest, I don't understand why the Dogs have chosen to make this decision of playing a player back in the net. But that's their call. It's certainly an intriguing decision to make. It puts their players in danger, and they're not particularly effective as goaltenders anyway. But, well, Dogs' choice. They'll do what they do. The Inferno now with a 1-goal lead. Can they pull off the surprise upset of the season? The team on the bottom of the ladder, can they keep the pressure on the Dogs and steal a win from in the most unlikely of circumstances? But maybe they can do it. They've got 8.5 minutes to play. Face-off being taken just outside the attacking zone for the Inferno. They don't win the face-off though. Beautiful win there. Hayley Legg won it back to her D, but D being pressured tightly by the Inferno, who've got a sniff of victory here. And they've got an extra few percentage out of their bodies. As Legg now though playing up the ice for the Dogs, tries to chip it past the back-checking Megs. Ends up being driven around the back of the net, running into McPherson. In front though is Kersea, who takes the shot. But it's safely driven into the corner as, looking up ice now, Jamesis tries to find an option and does with a little bit of luck. Finds Blake. Blake tries to chip it past but doesn't get it past Wilkinson. Wilkinson gets past 2. Now she's got some room. Tries to get around 3 but doesn't. It's stolen there. Jamesis got enough on it. Plays it back up the ice. Wilkinson unhappy about that, but that's how it goes. Now the puck back through the ice. Blake gets a stick on it. Megs now with a little bit of room. She's got to get around Caseo and does. She's got Wilkinson now in front of her. Wilkinson shepherds it deep into the corner. Megs has got Blake loose in the slot. They're picking up on the threat now, the Dogs. They see that it's coming, but now they break it out. And it is Caseo skating up the ice, but she's got 3 Inferno players surrounding her. Dogs with a slow change is blasting up now through the boards and pushed into the corner there. It was Robinson with Wilkinson just saying, you're not getting past me that easily. Right in front of the ref who says nothing. And now the Dogs in their ice try to play it deep. Goes down behind the net, picked up by Vandervliet, who tries to get around the forecheck of Murphy and does, but not as far as she'd like to. Vertaken now skates it through, shoots. Hockey makes the save. now going in to pick it up again for the Dogs, Murphy. But Murphy runs into Nismovic. Can she get a third? She's got to get around 2D, who are back checking frantically, trying to push her wide. A stick check there by Arias, just pushing Nismovic into the corner. Nismovic tries to get past her, but Arias manages to get enough on it to try and clear up the ice. Does a nice job there. Nismovic circling around, looking for a bit more pressure and some more puck. Savic now going to put the puck in, trying to contest with Costello. Just Costello fans on the clearance, but gets a second chance. And now Arias for the Dogs has a little bit of room. Looks up ice, what has she got? Looks up ice, what has she got? She's got Caseo. Caseo gets the puck out of the zone, reaching for it desperately to get it was Nismovic, but not enough. Taken now with 2 to beat. Gets around 1, kicks the puck forward, loses the puck behind her, and getting back desperately there was Hudson, who got enough on it to clear it out. Can the Dogs get one back? Hockey manages to make the save this time and shuts that one down. 5 minutes to play, 3 goals to 2, the lead to the Inferno in this final game of the T2 series here at IceHQ. It's a thriller, certainly an unexpected one after the first. It looked like it was going to be Dogs all the way. Then the Inferno got back in, not helped by the Dogs, not helped, of course, by the lack of their goaltender and an intriguing coaching decision. But, all the same, Hockey this time makes the same. Elliott going in to try and pick up some loose puck, but it wasn't there. Hockey making a good save and just making sure that the puck was safe. Just on 5 minutes to play in this third period. The Dogs looking to get the puck back to Kuchera if they can from the face-off. They don't, though. This time the puck driven safely into the corner. Meggs goes to try and pick it up for the Dogs. Comes across the front. Hudson looking up the ice. Clears it all the way down. It's going to not go for icing. It's touched something. As the Dogs, their fake goaltender, is kind of looking a little bit lost. Again, I just don't understand that decision. But anyway. Hudson tried to play it in, but had to wait for Meggs to get back on side. Costello trying to play the puck up the ice. Finds Haley Legg in the end. The leg being pressed tightly by Hudson. Manages to get the puck into the corner. Hudson looking for options. Kuchera skating away. Maybe she thought there was pressure on. Hudson looks up ice. Tries to find some options. Got Meg skating up the middle, but with a lot of pressure on her. Hudson goes herself. Gets past Legg. She's got some more room. Tries to go past Kuchera, but the two collide with each other fairly abruptly. And now it's Meggs, though, who trays the puck up. But it goes to Elliott, who smacks it back up to Kuchera. Kuchera now with some room. She shoots. Hockey saves. Sam Hockey, that is. Sam Hockey makes the save. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the third. The Inferno with a 1-goal lead. 3-2 in very unusual circumstances as the Dogs continue to rotate their, not goaltender, maybe, anyway. The Inferno with a great chance to steal the points if they can and give themselves an unexpected but very satisfying win. Nismovic wins the face-off across the front of the net, though. Finds McPherson, who looks up ice. She's got a bit of room and space. Dances through the neutral zone, trying to get past Vertagen. Goes around the back of Nismovic. Runs into traffic. She's still got the puck, though. McPherson now tries to get the puck up. Nismovic loose in the slot. Goes the backhander. And because there's no goaltender, in it goes. And so the Inferno blow out to a 4-2 lead. All they have to do is get shots on the net. That Dogs player standing in the net without goalie gear is extremely vulnerable. And can't help but think that their coach really should revise that strategy. It's clearly not working. But just continue to do what you do, I guess. Nismovic takes the face-off this time against Vertagen. Vertagen wins it. Ends up with the puck coming through. He's got to get around Van der Vliet. Circles around looking for options. She's got skating in Wilkinson. Wilkinson gets past Blake. Puck goes into the corner now. Nismovic looks up ice. Tries to find Blake, but finds Vertagen instead. Vertagen deeks and shoots, but it doesn't get enough on it. And it's Claire Van der Vliet looking up ice, who skates past the forecheck. And now picking up Jamesis. Jamesis in the corner, finds Van der Vliet. Van der Vliet with one in front. And Blake loose. Blake floating around in the slot. And the not goalie just kind of standing there pretending to be a goaltender. You're not. It doesn't work like that. But anyway, now Robinson skates up. Gets past Caseo. Robinson looks to shoot and doesn't. There's enough sticks in the way by the Dogs, but this time it's Jamesis who tries to fling it across the front of the net. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. 2-goal lead to the Dogs. blasting through sheer force of will is Wilkinson. She gets the puck out of the zone, but doesn't get it past the check of Nismovic, but Nismovic doesn't get past Vertagen. And Nismovic runs headfirst into Kuchera, and Kuchera gets away with that one, as Nismovic very slow to get back to her feet. And we haven't had a whistle, though. By now we probably should, and the referee does blow it up. And there may be some discussion about that particular incident. Nismovic very slow to get back to her feet, and fairly unhappy about that. But, I don't think it's going to affect the score. The clock's still ticking. The referee having a bit of a chat to the Inferno players as well as they decide what decision to make, whether or not we get a penalty or an ejection. I guess we'll see in a moment. It's all a little bit academic. Well, if you do get a major penalty in the last 10 minutes, it does mean you're suspended for the next game. So that, for the purposes of Simone Kuchera, would be a little bit of an interesting outcome for them playing against the Snipers if she does end up with a major. The referee's discussing the situation at the moment. It was a fairly decent collision. And that almost concludes the timeout that's been called, and I think it's the Inferno that have called it. We'll certainly see what's going to happen here as the referee's having a discussion with the Dogs coaching staff. That's the end of the timeout, so we will have 1 minute and 14 seconds to play in this third period. 2 goals the lead to the Inferno. It would be difficult to see the Dogs getting that one back, especially without the... It must have been an injury to Zoe Stewart. There's no way that the equipment difficulty would take a period and a half to sort out. So the Inferno almost definitely going to claw back a 2-0 deficit at the first through some interesting coaching decisions made by the Dogs. It is very difficult when you don't have the goaltender, but there are certainly things that you can do that are a bit more effective. You flood the zone and play it like it's the last 2 minutes of a game. We just keep the puck in and don't worry about the net, because the player back there is not going to stop it anyway. But that's the decision they chose to make. And we will be back underway very shortly. This timeout taking quite a while. Exactly not quite sure what's going on here. It did finish a good minute and a half ago, but there's still ongoing discussion. And while the referees try and work out exactly what's going to go on, we'll see exactly what happens here. But the Inferno coming back onto the ice to set themselves up. Kuchera, it looks like she hasn't been penalised for that. The referees have said there was nothing in it. So the referees make the decision, and away we go. 1 minute and 14 seconds, 2 goals for the lead. Only 9 shots on the net by the Inferno, but 4 of them went in. And sitting a penalty for the Inferno, which is unexpected. Looks like it's Neres Blake sitting 2. Get on the scoreboard somehow, Neres. It's her last game for quite some while as she's off to join the Navy. Neres Blake, a player who did come up through our development program here, and we're enormously proud of her. Kuchera fires a shot from the slot. Didn't quite get enough on it. Tries a second one. Hockey tries to swipe it away. Goes up to another Dog who flings it in. And that was Arias. And now Dogs all circling around. They're still choosing to keep that player back in the goal. And can the Inferno clear it out? All they need to do is shut it down. The puck bobbling around in front. The referee blows it up. The clock will continue to tick because there's more than a 1-goal difference, while the Inferno are on the penalty kill. They've just got to survive another 30 seconds or so, and then the game will be all over for them. Kuchera winds and shoots. Hockey makes the save. It's lost there for a little bit. It looks like she had a glove on it. You can see here the Dogs just keep firing it to Kuchera. Kuchera keeps shooting on the net, and Hockey so far keeps saving it. Can the Inferno make one more save as the puck comes out once more through that dangerous slot area? 10 seconds now to play. Inferno will win this one, but can the Inferno get one back? Megs just battling, trying to clear the puck with just a few fractions of a second to go. Hockey makes the save, and the Inferno win the last game of the regular season here at the IceHQ Women's Tier 2 in unusual circumstances. The Dogs, their goaltender injured, I suspect, in the halfway through the second, and a game which certainly ended up with a fair bit of spirit to it. But that will end the regular season for the women's Tier 2 competition. The next game in this competition will be the grand final, and that will be between the Dogs and the Snipers, and that will be on Friday here at IceHQ, Friday, September the 13th. So is that next week? I think it might be, and that's at 7:45 p.m. here at IceHQ for the grand final between the Dogs and the Snipers.